And we're in for map number 2. This one should, operative word, should be a little bit more competitive than what we saw on Nuke. Still, 1 win starting on the CT side with a whole map of momentum in their favor. You got to imagine they like their odds.
Explosive. Still a flash on END.HeavyGoD. Where's that going to go? Clearly want it ending A, but Travis removes the scalp, and now the split becomes so much more difficult. There's all the stopping power gone. These Palace players have to find ground for free.
And the second player gone towards Cat. So, yeah, dropped outside of Palace. Commits the bomb as well. All the information given over. Nickelback sprinting through spawn. He might be heard by the top mid player. I believe he was. Oh, apparently not. Because Fesser just finds himself on the business end of those dualies. I mean, this round's over. END.HeavyGoD in a 1v5 out of position. Minute on the clock. Bomb dropped. This would be the clutch of the century. And he's been spotted. He'll get the first in the fights, but it's because they're confident.
Disaster of a round. Very aggressive. Hinges, I guess, on Endpoint winning some mid duels to pull it off. But they lose the mid players, and those players out of Palace just get absolutely ruined on the first bullet. There's never even a chance for that to get into a compelling afterplant. Interesting. And I guess coming on to Mirage, we certainly think it's going to be better for Endpoint. I do think they would have picked Inferno had the veto not gone askew coming into it. And I think the one angle, if for 1 win on this, is I would expect the team with these players to be pretty good on Mirage, but we're kind of lacking the data. We're lacking the information on this 5 on Mirage and how it's going to play out.
I'm excited to watch Fesser as well. He impressed me with what he was doing on Nuke. Largely creating for himself, you know, taking the initiative for himself, making the moves for himself. Curious to see what he can do within the team that got a little more for us. END.HeavyGoD spot a sawed off.
Misbuy?
No, highly intentional. I'm gonna go with. He's got the he's the END.HeavyGoD, so he has to use the guns from the heavy section of the buy menu.
Maybe. No nades.
All that audio was just given to Travis as well. He's heard these players in apartments. Forrester is going to know he's here, but this is the perfect fight for END.HeavyGoD. This is the ideal for END.HeavyGoD. Flashbang for him if he goes through. Forrester's backed away. Never mind. Opportunity missed. He'll press forward. He's been spotted. Forrester knows. Forrester knows now.
No!
And Travis has just killed everybody.
No!
Not so successful. Let's play by the Nova. Surreal. Gonna make this interesting, maybe. Not very, though.
Easy stuff for Travis. Wow.
Is Endpoint a Counter-Strike team, or is this an open mic night, Alan?
I don't know what's going on. This is... I have nightmares that look like this. That's what I'm saying.
Endpoint's commitment to giving you new stress streams is admirable.
It's actually been more stressful since I've left.
Yeah, it's wild.
I thought it was over. I thought my cortisol was on the low, but not to be. Now I can see how it unfolds when you're in the server. You can't see what's happening.
At least all of it. Not as much as I thought. Again, it's up to Travis really from Catwalk to keep Forrester clean. Rotations presumably coming through here, but there we go. There's one. Molotov in advantage should make life difficult. Players dropping down. They know these positions, but they just can't get her done with the pistols, and it'll stay just fine.
So a few things to note already from watching this 1-win team players. I wondered if Forrester would swap into more middle of the map roles, more rotated spots, but he hasn't. He's playing what he used to on Entropic, which it feels like the right move, but it was a question when you're coming into a new team if you're going to put one of your more skilled players in the traditional star spots, but he is still in his old tried and true sort of positions. I think he did play B anchor actually for Entropic as well. So yeah, Forrester's back in home turf.
That's what you like to see. Go back. Nice initiative. initiative here in towards mid, and the second one goes their way as well. Faster and Surreal both down, 2 guns down right off the rip. What a way to compensate in what should be theoretically a bit of a bonus round, right? With
Yeah.
the 2 SMGs still up, they're starting off well. Mighty Max has worked his way out to Secret. There's a lot of presence here for this fight, and Booch thinking about facing. Ambitious.
Endpoint is just taking way too long. I mean, these smokes are going to fade on stairs and around jungle. They had a moment where they saw the mid push and they could have fully reacted, and they've missed that spot now. Boomich is the low HP player, fully flanking. These players are completely surrounded now on the bomb site.
It's reminiscent of a lot of what we saw in Nuke as well, right? We'll talk about it as the hits coming through. MHL's wary of the fact that a flank could be on 45 seconds. He could just try and leave and just YOLO a bomb plant over towards B. Not exactly a round-winning strategy, though, is it? So HeavyGoD's still trying to create some space on site, but he's under pressure, and he's about to be dead to Boomich. There's no getting away from this one. No... Oh, go for the knife. Go for the knife. He's got it. Ah, I love it. Little insult to injury here, and MHL now out of time might just try and save the op. But even that is a bit of a far-fetched ask. They're starting to approach. They're starting to bring the pressure.
There's a long
and the
time
presence.
left here.
They know where he is with the top mid player. I don't think he's getting out of this one alive.
I would have loved some trigger discipline, actually, from Boomich.
To go for another knife, or just
no,
wait the
play
time?
the clock. Play the clock. So that's ideal. That was such a ballsy call from OneWin. That was 5 players that fought mid there. In the middle of the round.
Alan,
It was...
fun observation here. We're 4 rounds in. 4 players on OneWin haven't died yet, and Deco hasn't had to do anything yet.
And Endpoint of 2 kills. I need a psychiatrist.
Bill your therapy to Endpoint.
Endpoint. I'll get Reg in some while I'm at it. Bulk deal. Can you even imagine my psychiatry sessions?
And then
Tell me where
they've
they
let
hurt
Nuke
you.
through the pool. What nukes? What are you talking about?
Then HeavyGoD bought a sauna.
Is this crime? Are you involved in crime? Is this a gang? What's happening? Who's HeavyGoD? This is a cult? I would like to see you explain to, preferably as elderly as possible, a therapist, how the game of Counter-Strike works.
This could be the ultimate skip.
We need to workshop it to write this up. Next event you're at with Endpoint qualified. But the way this game's going, it might be a while before that one happens.
Won't be Pro League at this rate.
No.
Well, I guess they might get their VI conference. We'll see, but at least this qualification route, not looking great.
Nickelback. Oh, the opportunity was there for MHL. Back turn. That was their one window to do something in this round, and now the timing. I mean, he's got to sprint it out, right? He has to die. And I mean, HeavyGoD really has to die because the odds of this bomb going down are minimal. And HeavyGoD will fortunately die behind timer. At that point, they were just sprinting through to try and do something. It feels like Endpoint is also just processing really slowly right now. It was understandable on Nuke. You don't know how to play the map. You don't play the map. You don't have things drilled in. But this is a Mirage. This is tried and true. This is ultimate tested. We're again seeing these situations where they find windows or opportunities or possibilities, and they just wait it. And the window slams shut.
Well, we need to change right now. As you said, I do think they would have picked Inferno, but Mirage is so far up in the map pool that surely they have options. Surely there's opportunities here. Surely they have rounds they want to go into. As Mighty Max sprints his way in towards Connector. Fezzel's found a quick one off short with his players are trying to fight. And actually, that didn't look a good duel for Travis. Does get traded. And finally, an advantage for Endpoint.
A huge one for Mighty Max to find. This splits the middle of the map. This denies so much information over to OneWin. Now the pressure's on. If they pick right, I mean, they might just have a site for free. Deco's here. He's got the op. Still pressure being applied in Connector, so none of his teammates are going to feel content rotating. They've shifted Forrester around to actually allow Deco to focus more in towards B. because he was so wary of the push coming through from window without that mid control. So now Forrester's just focused in on this. And as the utility starts to sail over, Forrester should be decently positioned to get this rotate through, but Mighty Max can still control the rotation, at least a Boomich on this site. So much comes down to Deco, and he's got Cat to worry about as well, so timing's a concern for him. Still gonna find the first. That confirms Bomb as well. Now they can start to rotate. They've lost Boomich, but Deco can still be the hero for this team. Bomb's still up in apps. That's a huge peek from MHL, and he'll go further. Secure the round, not up a dub for Endpoint. That's more like it.
Much better. That one smoke from Max makes Deco have to juggle so many different points of contact because he's so scared of a player's coming with Catwalk. I think if Deco's posted well onto apartments from maybe empty, he really has a good chance of getting one kill, staying alive, rotator in, but yeah, playing from a bench wasn't ideal in the end. Endpoint, get on the board. We want more of that. We want more entries. We want more mid-aggression. That was by far the most decisive round for them this half. And they need to keep playing that tune because it's certainly the best they've looked so far.
Endpoint, slow it down. Way down. No contact found initially here in this mid fight. One win changing up their approach to it. I mean, so now they don't have the signpost, right? The kill that starts early and really points your direction as far as where you're going to be able to get. So it is going to be this mid fight. I say fight. There's no one on the other side to receive them. You need two to tango. And one winner doing a good job of at least denying information here. Any utility in? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's Bomb. That's Bomb, and he's away. That's a fly-by-night kill. Another huge one for Nickelback, and he's got more. Yes, he'll lose his life, but the Flames do the job. The Bomb's now down, and MHL may have just found a way back in. Pressure from Catwalk, at least this might allow them to recover the C4, but that's a needed win. My goodness, the lineup now, they know where Forrester is. It's just about the out-and-out fight, but he finds the timing as the utility comes through. The bomb's dropped. HeavyGoD, no health, and he's got to fight his way back in, but he's going to hit the headshot. HeavyGoD, the Heimlich maneuver applied to an almost round choke.
I think Foresters are going to regret taking the duel there. 15 seconds, bomb in front of jungle. What is HeavyGoD going to do? He's got to grab the bomb, get back. Best case is back triple, maybe. It's going to be so long running to default. I think Forrest is going to really regret not playing the time there. The HeavyGoD was dead to rights, especially if he knew the HP. But, wow. Endpoint. A lot of grit to make that round work. There were so many trades. HeavyGoD saved them big time, especially when the player pushed Palace. And they do chain rounds together. They have whittled down the one-win economy to absolutely nothing. 550 total in reserve. It's not pretty, but it's working.
Smokes in the mid. A lot of noise here in towards mid. A lot of action. He's available. Travis could dunk one. Kind of hype. But he's going to use the molly instead. Slow up the timing. If that's going to come through, Endpoint have gotten this largely for free again. They've had a lot of success taking this control on the map, and it gives you a ton of options on Mirage. Seems like they might want to go back into a split of B. With MHL in the ladder room. Players coming up Cat.
Yeah, they're going to do probably window as well. It feels like a B split. I think, is this the bench smoke for a... No, it's actually a deep jungle smoke, okay.
And with that kill now, they don't have the vision behind jungle. Oh, this is really interesting. It's going to hold the rotation for sure. Were those footsteps close enough to be heard?
I don't think
really
so.
Borderline. Big trade there. Again, players locked up, but Forrester finds information, eats the flash, so he'll give it up. It's all about Trav. He's been good, but 1-for-1's not good enough. Bump down. This is really nice from Endpoint. Ooh! Deco feeling the pressure. Flies through the window into the waiting arms.
Crikey.
Of one HeavyGoD. I love that B take, Alan, because they never gave the one-win players a chance. They always forced them into a pick your poison duel where even if they get the kill, the trade is instant.
It's very standard, this Mirage. We got baited a bit by the bonus round five kind of fight mid together. Outside of that, it's been very passive, ceding a lot of this mid control. And if you're going to do that, you need to be prepared to make reactions, and that's what lost one win the last round, is they didn't really move a great deal. We can have all the space, MHL. No, not like this.
Okay. Can't do this.
I'm
Can't
grimacing right now.
Can't lose here.
No.
This is your chance. Boomich has the flank. Oh, he fluffs the headshot. Had the opportunity. Surreal wasn't really expecting it, but now things might calm down. Forrester still with a CZ and all the time in the world, and he's about to have a gun. Oh. Catches one. Can't finish him off. There it is. Mighty Max at least slips away with the bomb. Knows he can get the confirmed plant, but it's going to come down to the 1v1. The captain of the squad, the mightiest of Maxes. He's got to take this to the max, and he's just been spotted getting into apps. And about fair play, though. They've seen each other. Smoke to provide some cover. Forrester coming out the edge of it. Mighty Max is reading this, and he's got the shot as well. You can exhale now, Alan.
Whew. Good KZ. Go over Max. Fast jump into apartments. Crikey. As they're all going out mid there and there's pistols flying all over the place, fast kills going from one win, I can just feel it crumbling. But they survive. They survive. This has been such a close affair. And I don't know. For either team here, they can just get broken so fast. These next few gun rounds are really important to set the pace. And I really want to see if one win are going to change it up. I actually think it's fair to be critical of Deco on the CT side so far. I don't think he's played a lot of different positions. Feels like window into just going CTA basically every round.
Yeah. It does feel that way. I mean, this is ordinarily a map where, especially on the CT side, you put a lot of opportunity on the AWP.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of uppers love Mirage in terms of what you can go and create, and maybe a lack of flexibility here for Deco early on. Seems like he's going to do much the same again. Has shifted in towards window. Nickelback's with him, so that's the different look. Nickelback taking the play in towards underpass, and oh, okay, this is a different look for sure. A little bit of the skadoodle pop down.
Eyes on Boomich, Nickel Palace.
Oh, Boomich. Boomich is about to be in a world of hurt. Get beat. He's dead, man. No way that's happening. Surreal takes kill top mid as well. It goes from bad to worse here for one win. Now their positions to even think about the save are maybe compromised. And Surreal, having found that kill, yes, his position will be taken back, but it's not really going to help one win much here. Question just comes, can Mighty Max find any of these guns? Does one win try and save the round? Quite the
Every
rally
kill
for Endpoint, man.
Yeah, every kill Max can get now is massive. Well, I think they heard my call about changing it up, but they didn't get the right read. On that occasion, Max is about to get peekabooed. There it is. And the guns at least will stay alive. But yeah, one win. That round, they try to fight mid with 3 players. Endpoint never come. They kind of show their face a little bit and then immediately explode out of Palace. And Boomish had never had a chance. Even if he gets a kill there, he's always getting traded. And the rotates are kilometers off.
Paul's going to come through here. You'd imagine this is for one win.
Second
As
buy.
they try and rally.
Forrester and Deco can drop. I imagine Travis already has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nickelback's got Travis's drop. So
Deco
Deco
can
puts
just
one
drop
over.
one. I would like to see Deco. I mean, obviously that round he ends up in lower, but it's not the intention going in, was it? Because window gets smoked. But it's when you're playing now with this lineup, you've got Boomich, who's almost certainly over his career. I bet he's played every CT spot on this map. Mm-hmm. Nickelback probably the same. Forrester, we know he's a flexible player, and then Travis is just such a, an emboldened young star in the making that it feels like a map where it'd be easy for Deco to pick and choose where he plays, and he's got people around him now that can handle it, which potentially wasn't actually the case with the old one-win lineup.
He's over towards A this time, so off of the mid fight, but that's because they're largely off of the mid fight. It's going to be left to Travis. Pick his battles. They might not read the player on ladder. Fast is clearing it, though. Fast is clearing it. He's not won the fight. And he was alone. And look at Boomich. Boomich is going walkabout. There's a player Palace, so this could get weird. But Boomich is going looking, and Surreal might meet him. Surreal gun out. Got the right read. Got the shot.
Oh,
no, that's awkward. Cannot connect the bullet. Drops the bomb in spawn. And now Mighty Max is wandering into jungle, assuming that he was clear off of that push, but he's incorrect. Deco's position changed. They're trying to make an individual play to bring this back in, and Endpoint up against the ropes.
I mean, Max knew that Travis was trapped in window. Well, that is maybe a desperate move is a fair assessment. He just feels like it's the only place he can get a kill. And one win already. Wow. I mean, Forrester's jump spotting. We've got nades landing, a re-smoke. Travis is nearby. Boomich is on the biggest flank of his life. There's no route in here.
And with that smoke up, I don't even think they're attempting it. They're not even thinking about it. They're saving here. That's a lot of what Boomich brings to this roster. I don't think he's ever going to be towards the top of the board in terms of kills, right? And he's not primary calling. But one of the things that he can do, that he can help empower a Nickelback with, in terms of the IGLing, is making those reads, making those pushes, taking that space when he feels like he can, calling around a site as an individual, and giving them a little bit of that freedom. And I mean, once you get the push through, obviously the kill helps. Probably should have been Surreal's, considering the circumstances. But just so much info.
It's almost a bit bizarre that you wouldn't put them on a site each. They're both playing A. Nickelback's connector and Boomich is the A anchor. I know that they used to play both those positions, so maybe that's the thought process. But yeah, you could make a lot of use out of Boomich essentially leading the other half of the map.
Yeah. Might be getting a fight in Palace here. It's HeavyGoD and it's Boomich. Stacked up. Nickelback comes back here into jungle, throws a flash for Boomich to peek in. It shouldn't catch HeavyGoD, but that would be the general idea of this setup. Instead, you're going to have a Boomich playing off of the op, but if this op finds first contact, it might snap Boomich's attention over and...
No, he'll swing Palace first.
Here it comes. Here it comes, it's happening. Op's not on, but Boomich does turn his focus. He's dead to Surreal, though. No HeavyGoD needed. So now it's up to Deco to make up for his missed shot and find some sort of an opener back into this round. And he won't.
Felt a bit premature. Did Deco lose the angle and just walk back into it? They had so many nades. Now they're being chucked in. Oh, this is not an easy situation. Look at Fezzer as well. The bomb is planted for him off catwalk. I don't think this retake is even possible. There's too many positions for these T players.
They're running out of time. Gonna have to just dump that smoke and stick it. With these positions, that shouldn't be a possibility. Yeah, the dump's gonna go through, the kill's gonna go in, and it's a clean sweep. Endpoint tie the score up once again and wipe out the eco for one win. There's enough cash that they should be able to come back through with a bye, but we're coming to the waning moments of the half, and it's starting to look a little haggard for one win.
Deco's not looking like a star player in this series so far.
No.
And that might sound unfair to say, but they're rightfully so the expectations we put on this player. He is probably the highest touted up and coming AWPer in the entire scene. He's that good. And wow, okay. I mean, yeah,
there you go.
Whoa, where did that come from?
They need something. A little bit of initiative taken there. Still wants the space, wants more of it too. He's chewing this up bit by bit, chunk by chunk, pixel by pixel. Admiring his art. Alright, hear me out, Alan. Counter-Strike, blood splatter, Rorschach tests.
Tell me more.
You familiar with a Rorschach test?
least for the viewer's sake, talk it through.
All right, I'll explain in a moment because it seems like we're getting the connector hit. Oh, a little bit of time. So a Rorschach test, they're the ink blots. Whereas these ink blots on white paper. And that's a great flashbang through Travis. Sees nothing. No ink blots, for sure. But nothing found off of it. And the ink blots, basically based on what a patient sees in them. You know, butterflies or snowfall or a mountain. You ask them what they see in the ink blot. And what they see in the ink blot is supposed to tell you things about their state of mind, about their subconscious. It's supposed to be, you know, different images are potentially suggested. And based on what they see, it tells you things about them. That's the idea. I don't think it's really supported by a lot of science, but that is the idea. So I think we do that, but with splatters in Counter-Strike.
And it lets us see what the players are thinking.
Yeah.
In some abstract form.
Deco. Thinking he's dead, but still definitely a round win for 1 win.
Not sure what I see in the ink at the moment. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
if only there was more time.
1 win throwing this economy away.
Yeah.
Why? 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 They have nothing going forward. They had a 4v1, and they had no risk of losing the round, and they hunt so hard to take that 1 gun away from EnD.HeavyGoD. They've just tossed their economy.
They have
to force up off of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, EnD.HeavyGoD can drop a Galil, and they can have 4 rifles with full nades. So I think you have to. Max can just take a Mac 10 or whatever, or a Tech 9. Comes that by. There goes the Galil. And yeah, I mean, I think even on Nuke, yes, it was clean in the end from 1 win, but they do look a little bit, maybe not the most disciplined yet. Or a little bit loose. Freewheeling, you might say. It's not quite where I expect this team to end up now with Boomich and Nickelback, who should bring a lot of discipline.
A lot of noise here towards mid. They're not making any secret about the space that they've taken, but this has been the most successful thing for Endpoint, is gobbling up that control. And they've got it. They've got the player in towards ladder. They've got so much space here. So Women's going to have to adjust their expectations, adjust their angles of fight. Travis finds one.
Oh,
that's the
no.
bomb. That's a lot of information. Yeah, they're not going to be able to hold on to the angle of the bomb, but that's the first piece to fall apart here for Endpoint. And now, they've frozen up. Forrester takes one. Does he expect to play a ladder?
No.
Doesn't matter if he expects him. He's got the turn so quick.
That's not allowed. That is not allowed.
Happening, whether it's allowed or not. Nickelback's been spotted at least, but Surreal still can't win the fight. He saw the elbow. He knew he was there. He had every advantage. Every advantage. How many guns are they going to give back to EnD.HeavyGoD this time? Ooh, little whack-a-mole. Boomich is up. You can't keep a Boomich.
I know,
up.
he's waiting for it. Sure, he's going to swing now. Deco is there. That was a nice round from 1 win. They had a few small moves. Boomich up aggressive on A. Had a flash over the top from stairs to push in the ramp and have a quick kind of check. Deco had his first round of playing B apartments, which that's what lets Travis play up short with absolutely no thought of, you know, being punished by players coming out of apartments. So I don't know. The moment 1 win start interjecting different looks, it looks a little bit too easy.
Oh, Boomich?
No.
Boomich just never stops moving, man.
How does he win the first fight, let alone get away alive?
Never stop holding movement keys. That's the way of the MP9. Oh, that nade. Not quite as meaty as it could have been, but the flashbang from Fester is actually great. Drops Mighty Max. And whatever slim hope you had of taking an advantage into this round is slipping by the wayside. Boomich still somehow surviving. They can't find that headshot. And Surreal actually does get one before dying, so that's impressive. Just don't think it's going to really change their fortunes. All right, Fester. Not quite had the same map as Nuke.
No.
Let's see.
It wasn't the
MHL
defense
just
though,
spotted.
so we'll give him a chance. We'll flip.
Oh no, MHL, you can't try that twice. You can't try that twice. How desperate is this other deal? You just know you're dead. You're like, all right, how many seconds do I waste before I wrap up this half? Nice showing for 1 win. We'll take a break.
You sick of all the same dudes running up. Follow you around, hope you fall in love. But they don't see you like I do, yeah. All your friends, they see it too. That I'm the one who looks you in the eye. Speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others try and play the part. But I'm the one who made it to your heart. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. You know I'm always one step ahead of you. Holding open doors when you're walking up. Cause they don't see me like you do, yeah. There's nothing I won't do for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be whatever you need from me. I'll be, even when it's hard, just know I'll be holding it together, girl, you know that's on me. Yeah, I'm the one who looks you in the eyes. Speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others try and play the part. But I'm the one who made it to your heart. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. Fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love.
Second half underway here. Lead for 1 win. Nothing out of the ordinary for Mirage. Endpoint, at least some promising things in the first half, and a very substantial gamble here in the second. They've got no one on B. This is an interesting one, Alan. What do you make of it?
Bold. Very bold, and at the moment it is the right call. This is definitely intending to end A from 1 win.
Fastest debates bring them in. The thing is, though, if they realize this at all, they can just rock up cap, but the bomb's down connector. We've seen the bodies. Bombs dropped. That'll be recovered at least, but have they figured it out? At this point, Faster has
Nobody's looking
rotated
CT.
in towards B. They got the right idea. They got the right idea. They got
And
the right call.
Fezzel's got
Faster.
8 health.
Try and survive this Glocking.
Oh!
There it is.
Health
All right.
wouldn't have mattered.
So,
Game on.
They still do theoretically have the advantage on the retake, but HeavyGoD's got 1 HP, so it's not much of one. Have a kit, have a smoke. You're coverable. Just losing a lot of time into this rotate in, and Travis, HeavyGoD doesn't need any health. If he just headshots, that's all he needs. It's down to 2. Health is abysmal for some of these players. The kills aren't coming through. The connections aren't there for Deco. It's all on to Boomich. Oh, and Boomich left himself with a winnable situation. Surreal, no HP. If the spam comes in, he can't find the blade. He does. Last second. Boomich has just won the round. Literally last possible moment, and the Glock burst fire to end it up. What a way to style on Boomich. 2 headshots, a knife kick, and then a Glock burst. That is maximum style points. S tier round.
Oh, no. 1 on 4. 1 on 4 for Boomich. Granted, players were low. And it is a pistol round, but that is the toughest pill to swallow. And is there any coming back from this? M4's dropped over to Fezzer. I guess he has to make it work. There is an entry kill, but they need a lot more where that came from to turn this map around. Something I've noticed a lot with this current iteration of Endpoint is their lack of pauses. I've seen it so much now. And whilst this round is working, that pistol round has got to be so deflating that it's, surely it's worth a quick breather just to reset the minds.
Well, there's no better solve for a wounded brain than a quick affair in the second.
So said by my
win.
psychiatrist. Yeah.
Yeah, your therapist said, Alan, the one thing you could do
is have a quick
win the
affair.
force." I don't think that therapist is going to be licensed for very long.
But it was effective. So we'll still pay him.
Nickelback, is he going to go through? He wants to go through. He knows it's clear now. Timing's going to be interesting. Faster doesn't expect the player to be up already. And he's dead. He's dropped. Now things get real weird. MHL's just playing the gap in this murder hole. Has an angle. Player in window as well. Shot goes wide. Force just passed it. Now they know, but they've got no time to spare. Smoke up on in. That drops the bomb. It's over. It's over, and Forrester knows it. He's trying to withdraw, but even that can't die after time here. No bullets, and they do him a mercy.
Crikey. Well, thank God those missed shots on Forrester from MHL didn't really make a lot of difference to the round. Had me nervous. And it's looking a lot better already. Full reset, money in the dumpster for 1 win. Win some rounds, and I won't even need another therapy appointment. Who knows? They might be deregulated by then anyway.
Yeah. You would go to the off-license therapist to save a buck, Alan. Come on to you.
No comment.
Fight for top mid. This could get interesting. Mighty Max wants to take the initiative.
Ooh, miss
He's
smoke.
for it.
Bad smoke.
That's not ideal. You got the support from Khan, so here's the swing. And it's a pretty good setup. No more util to force them off of angles. Pretty dire situation for one win. Travis kind of has to just pull something out of nothing, and he just take the molly so they know. Still gets 1-2. Uh-oh. All good. Did your heart stop for a moment there, Alan?
There was a second. But as it goes, very calm. Composed. Looking better.
Travis is popping. 23
He is.
and 8.
I think he was 15-2 at one point. At least 12, 13, 14, and 2.
He was 9-0 to start the map.
Yeah, that was pretty mighty. And might have called off a tad, but he's still
Professor?
still well over 250 Kelvin, I'd say. That's not that hot actually. That's only yeah, that's really not that hot. What is to remind myself with what exactly absolute zero is? It's minus 200.
All right, Travis. 2D kills out of this. He's still creating something out of nothing, at least limiting the utility somewhat for Endpoint, because one win just went for a full straight mid play, and everybody from Endpoint was ready to fight it. The investments can come through off of this one. Now we see Travis with a rifle in his hands. And there's one round, all that separates these two teams, but for the first time in a long time, momentum seems to favor Endpoint. This round...
How hot did I say it was in Kelvin?
Honestly, I mentally
Did
blanked.
250 or 300?
I don't know.
Either way, it's well, 0 degrees is you need to be 270 degrees to be even 0 centigrade in Kelvin. So I was describing him as quite cold.
Quite cold indeed.
Yeah.
I would say he's a little hot now, but maybe he's ice cold. Aggression from Endpoint, going to get them the opening pick again. They've spotted more towards top mid, want to bring that through. But Boomich down on the dirt. Now they can fade back into a bit of a default. Pressure on a Surreal. Good flashbang. He's going to fade back away. Doesn't want to give up this kill, and indeed he'll take his instead. Well played from Surreal here, anticipating their moves. They've got the catwalk player as well. This should not be very viable for one win, and they're even under pressure in the apartments. It's all falling apart here. It's all unraveling. Can't get on towards the site. Getting wiped away. Endpoint looking polished here. And Deco has not had the game we expected him. Has to do so much, he won't even get started.
The boys are back in town. Play the tune. Endpoint somehow have a second wind. Surreal was actually having a pretty good map. That was a good hold. Smokes go down. Big contrast with how Max and Surreal looked on Nuke, where here they just sort of know the reactions. It's such muscle memory. And one win, honestly, have looked flat since coming onto the T side. Of course, they win the pistol. Off the back of a 1-on-4. Then get reset. Lose the first gun round here. Taking a drastic swing. Has Mirage. I like to think my psychiatrist watches the games as well to see if I need an appointment.
Yeah, to let him know how tough this next session's going to be.
Yeah, oh, they listen in for cues on what to talk about.
I will tell you this, Alan. Things are looking good right now, but if they drop this round to Tech 9s, you're going to be right back in that chair.
I'll be doing a home visit tonight. If they lose this round. It would be unthinkable.
Window right off the rip, but there's no one there for Endpoint. Pressure into A-ramp, I mean, this has been well read. I feel like Endpoint's done a little bit of homework on the Mirage. This much more obviously part of the veto they expected to come through. And we're getting an A exec. Smokes up. Jungle. Stairs. Gap for Khan, because that's where pressure's coming through, and Endpoint's read this fairly effectively. The player in window, they've wrapped their tendrils around the site, could even press into CT, but they don't know that, obviously. It is going to force MHL to split his focus a bit, wary that a player could come through the shutter. It hasn't been broken from the Endpoint side, so wary of the audio cue. END.HeavyGoD strikes first. If he can hold his control in Palace, it's such a powerful position to play from it. It's looking good. He does exactly that. This should be a very tough take now for one win. And it's all down to Deco. Got his one. But one ain't going to cut it here. A little bit more needed from the Deco. Don't think it's going to happen. Rooted in here. stuck to the spot of A ramp, bullets peppering the halls, beating a nice tempo to count down the seconds until the smoke fades and he can go out and die. Death comes. Not so swiftly, taking his time with it. Spots the op, wants to set up some shots with the Deeg. The flank's developing all the while, so Mighty Max is the backstop to make sure this doesn't come through. And Fesser will not need it.
That was a little bit scary when they boosted those window players. There's nobody around for Endpoint. Just, you can never really conjure up a round, could one win to get that flanking force into play. And Endpoint didn't present any cheap fights, so... One win for the first time in this series. Under pressure, it feels like. Having to make some decisions now. A new leader in the mix. Boomich is here as well, of course, a lot of experience. Forrester also brings that over from Entropic as well. Deco and Travis know how the old team used to run. So, there's going to be a lot of ideas on the table right now. Surely all of them are piping up in this timeout. But all eyes on Nickelback, because he's the man that's got to make the right call now. It's Hooch as well coaching, right?
Yes. Yes, I believe Hooch.
So he'll also be chiming in quite heavily, I'd have thought.
Just going to verify that, but I'm relatively confident.
I checked, yeah,
it is Hooch. It is Hooch. Came over. Really is just, you know, Entropic round 2. Glommed into 1 win with Boomich tossed in for a little extra spice.
Interesting way to look at it, actually. So, of course, it would have been Elian. I think Deco's better than Elian. Crad.
Yep.
Travis is probably better than Crad. And then my mind is going, who's the 5th? Who was the 5th?
It was... Hold on. You asked me a question I should absolutely know the answer to, so now I need to go back and confirm I'm insane. Mir.
But who was it before? It was
Mir was Lackey.
Lackey before.
Yeah.
It's definitely a case that this is a stronger lineup.
I think it is.
Entropics.
I think it is. I think you're asking for a couple of things. You're asking for Deco to continue to develop. I like where Travis is at. I like where Forrester is at. And you're asking for Nickelback and Boomich to find sort of a synergy in the voices within the team, right? And I mean, the big question mark as well is Boomich with his time away. You know, how consistent is that performance going to be? At least here on Mirage, he's doing well. He was fine on Nuke. You know, the rest of the team was doing just fine, so you couldn't really ask for anything and need to ask for anything. But I think those are basically the ideas of this team. Those are the points that need to develop. Is Deco as a star opera, which, you know, we're asking some questions in this map, but certainly was good on Nuke. And where's Boomish's exact mesh within the team?
Doing a little bit of a check, some of the stats, because it feels like the biggest omission in this team, these versus Entropic, is maybe lacking a really aggressive player, rifler, because that's what Crad was. I'm just trying to see if I'm trying to look at Travis's stats in particular to see if he ever filled that void for this team in the past.
I would say Boomich does. Man likes to fly into
plays
angles.
the edge of the map, I think, on most rounds.
Yeah.
Certainly CT, he's never going to be in a good position. Yeah, okay. It's not a problem. Boomich and Travis showing entry roles by the looks of it on the T side. And then CT, it's all harmonious.
Helps when your entry does this, but hasn't helped too much for 1 win. Since the half switch, it's been a bit sputtering. And MHL, that smoke is his smoke. It gives him a very nice window to shoot through.
So
Mid will be taken
from Endpoint. Bold. Leaving that open. Mid take is in, and now Endpoint might be enticed to react. They're going to commit to the 4A, and it's looking like the right call right now.
Such a read based on what they've seen in towards mid from 1 win. Again, this speaks to them doing their homework into this matchup. Executes coming through. The numbers are here. Oh, ripper of a shot. Trades there, but not quick enough for MHL to reroute for the second. Forrester, there's that star power we're talking about. END.HeavyGoD, though. He gets 1. He's past the Molotov. He got 2. END.HeavyGoD making this viable. Making this around. That could still be on. pressure. They know where the last player is coming from. Now, bomb will be planted. That can't be denied by Surreal, but he's worked his way into the window, and he's trying to go fast here. Wants to get all the way around into CT. Wants to upset the expectations, and I don't think they're aware he's here yet. Travis now considering the possibility that this might have occurred. Still, it's going to be about right place, right time. Now the spot is there, the flashbang as well. And they can hold Surreal at arm's length. They don't need to overcommit it. Yes! Travis setting up the peak from Deco, and it's still Travis who gets the kill. So there we go. One win. Walking into the stack, walking into the read from Endpoint. It was perfect call. Just not quite the execution.
You could see from Endpoint, though, the number of players that were moving around. That's why Forrester gets the free K, is because every rifle on that bomb site is thinking, you know, am I pushing? Am I staying back? Am I sitting in position? Nobody was making a decisive call. They just got caught in the middle of making 5 different decisions. Every player seemingly on a different page. And they pay a heavy price. Surreal gifted a chance to end it by dropping the bomb, but he can't connect. And now the solo B is not looking so smart. Surreal all alone.
He's under pressure. Here comes the hit. This is the time to pay the piper. What does Surreal deliver? Nothing. Nothing. And with the money a little bit on the ropes, there's a world where this turns into a save early with 5 alive and in towards the site. The utility up, pressuring them on. You can see Endpoint's withdrawing. MHL sticking around to see if he can't get something, anything, but it's a heavy risk to pay to try and get one more frag if your teammates have called the save.
They could lose the AWP here, and money's on the brink in terms of getting an AWP. They'll be able to buy, but
with Forrester in mid, MHL's going to try and come this way, and Forrester just spotted it.
Oh,
that's
no.
the op drop. That's a very expensive price for sticking around an extra second. Uchimama.
I mean, good read from one win. Maybe they spotted it was solo B. I guess they did because they killed everybody on A last round, but perfect time to B pop, and Surreal hit by the nadage, could never position well. It was all she wrote as soon as he goes down, and one win. Feels like they're getting back in control. This is an important moment to break that CT money and really stamp their authority home. I want to see more from MHL. He's been, at least this year, especially since losing Nerds, I think it's fair to say he's been a bit underwhelming. Because we know, at times on AGO and Mouse Academy, he did look like a star player. He did look like a player that could take over the game. And I haven't necessarily seen that in the last few weeks.
Aggression in mid. Mighty Max wants to get taken. Might get caught. Surreal up on the platform this time. They didn't expect it at all. Still just going to go 1 for 1. Still, this time the rotations are closer at hand. So Mighty Max, what can he find? Not much. And now the lurk up mid. The lurk up mid. There's a timer on this one. Killing a Mighty Max. That's going to slow things down. They have no idea that Boomich is coming through here. Faster though. Slides out. Get right. Doesn't matter. Now Boomich's position might not even come to bear. Still not planted. It'll have to cross, but oh, these shots. Travis, ridiculous. They know MHL's position. Just need to avoid getting caught by that AWP. And on the angle here, the bomb's cross. It'll be planted empty. Boomich is in the perfect position to corral this. If MHL tries to come through, he's just begging for an overextension. He needs something to let him back into this round. And Allen, they don't seem to be willing to give it. He's backing away. Round conceded. 1 win. Up to 13. A stone's throw away from closing this series out, and the money in a rocky spot for Endpoint.
Mid flank is just brutal. I think was it Max that was lining up a nade as well as he died for bench, and that would have killed Forrester. Milliseconds, and he gets the nade off. At Endpoint, couple B rounds in a row now. Kind of fallen by the wayside. Money is... Money's
workable.
in... This is a tough one. You definitely should be pausing. Max and END.HeavyGoD can buy. MHL could FAMAS a player.
There's the pause.
Yeah, you have to here. Because it's so close.
Time to break out the abacus. Bring out the scales. Figure out how you can maximize the available capital.
There's two ways to look at it. You can force up here and it's kind of secure yourself more runway in the game. Or you can say we want to play around with full nades. You have a specific idea in mind. It doesn't matter which way they go. It just needs to be a plan. Because if you force here, you're not going to have perfect weaponry, so you probably want to do something aggressive. If you save here, then I guess you got an idea in mind when you get back on the guns. Conservative approach. Save it is. And all eyes, I guess, on MHL to see if he can show that star player that we really want to see. He's the only route into this round for Endpoint.
It's up on towards B, so if one would want to go for this faster B take this time, there's a lot of presence. The bricks boost for MHL. Not seeing anything in towards mid. There's nothing to see. Well, this is kind of cheeky. HeavyGoD just slid into Palace, past the Molotov of Forrester. So it is going to be a B take again. The op is properly positioned. A tag on, a wing shot, but he's lost his escorts, dropped the bomb. Molotov forces him back, but he was too late, and he wants to go through. Someone's got to go back for that C4. They don't want to cross the op once this smoke is gone, so they need to do it now. Forrester's position back here could cut off rotations, could still work. It's a late insurance policy. He's going to meet these players coming up underpass. Here's the check. Here's the swing. There's the kill. All important. While HeavyGoD is still a bit of an interesting note, Forrester needs to get this C4 crossed.
They're going to drop it out the window? Feels like the best move.
What the plan is. Smoke on. And he's safe. He took the safest route. He's gotten past. So it's going to be about HeavyGoD now to interrupt the round. MHL's the known quantity. HeavyGoD is the joker thrown into the mix. But Forrester's positioned to watch for this. He knows that this is the one position they're really vulnerable to. And he will neutralize it. MHL's got to get out of there. That's a well-recovered round for one win. It was looking dangerous for a moment.
Felt like they were presenting a lot of opportunities. They were so scared to get that bomb back. And in the end, Chaos subdues. I think take this orb down as well for good measure. I guess Max is good money. But outside of that, not to be. They just don't get around the corner. Gonna peek Nickelback. Oh, he's jostling with the idea.
Kills don't matter. I mean, at least not yet. We'll see if they matter on the long term. But I mean, they look nice.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into that territory now where, needless to say, Endpoint have to just start winning rounds. They need to show us something. MHL at least looks warmed up in the last couple, but in terms of raw impact on the result of the game, we haven't seen it yet. He hasn't got a massive entry on a gun round or got aggressive and made something work. That's what we want to see from MHL.
He's trying to play maybe the lamps here. Yeah, maybe a bit of the lamps angle. There's this teeniest of gaps. It's not going to connect. Now they're past the op and they know it. They've got all this positioning in towards mid, and he's got to know that window's under threat. A lot faster to at least make him feel safe from connector, but that Molotov will force him out of the angle. Out of the spot. Now utility sailing on towards B. They've brought in Mighty Max to support Surreal here, but Surreal at risk of a tick. Molotov doesn't spread. Fortunate, but Fesser lost means that the bomb's going to reroute. They've got their grips in towards A, and HeavyGoD's the only one on site. Talk to Firebox. Do they clear this? Forrester. Careful as can be. Dotting the I's, crossing the T's. That kill might help us save, but they've got nothing to do about it.
One winner playing chess right now. Player into ladder, B fake, walk out A, Nickelback, instant kill on connector because that connector player is thinking I'm about to retake B. And they just swarm the site. Nades are perfect. They're in such control. This is the one win I want to see in every game, in every round. That looked unbelievably composed.
That's that impact of, you know, not just the firepower of bringing in Forrester, but the brain power of bringing in Nickelback and Hooch, Boomich as well, right? A clear emphasis on improving the thinking behind the team. And oh, they're not even being allowed to keep guns. NHL, lone survivor, he doesn't even get away. The op is lost. There's none that can be purchased back. This is a catastrophe.
Certainly is. And I guess it's also worth saying that to pull off around like one win just did, you do need mines across the map. One player can't see everything. There's a lot of moving parts to make that work. You need the player in ladder to be calling out what he sees. You need someone on the B side to call the fake. And then Nickelback is actually the lurker that gets the kill and connector. You need a lot of vocal components across the map. As One Win shriek their way into mid. Where's that kill? Through the smoke. Gap. Pre-smoke from MHL. And he's making good of it.
You've been calling him out. You've been saying he needed to be the guy.
Yeah.
I think this round he might be the guy.
Pre-molly's good. That's what gets him the kills.
They want, that's what they need. MHL, does he realize the player's up, though? Boom, Mitch. Could turn the tides on this one real quick. Oh, timing's gonna be everything. He's looking for some kind of a distraction to guarantee that MHL's eyes aren't here, and well, MHL's just left to reposition. HeavyGoD's gotten aggressive elsewhere. That takes out the Palace player. Now there's concerns about even being able to get the bomb. They don't know if HeavyGoD's going to continue through, and well, there's going to be no one left to get it. A clean round for Endpoint. That is just what the doctor ordered.
Guns recovered. Surreal is mad that he wasn't nearby to grab an AK. Honestly, where's the money at? Not quite enough. There are rounds here where you just buy onto a full rifle when you're up against map and series points. Eyes on One Win. I believe it depends which spawn you throw the fast window smoke. If there's going to be a gap on a pre-molly, not to get too technical, but that won't necessarily happen all the time. HeavyGoD's on an island. Look at him. These guys clearing mid need to realize soon that A is the point of contention.
Utility sailing in. That Molotov runs of triple. That's not what you wanted. HeavyGoD's going to be able to hold this spot. We're not ready for it. Still only one. Mitigates the risk here a little bit. And no one else can chime in before this bomb goes down. There's a gap in that smoke. So I really hope they're not going to try and plant.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, One Win. No more smokes. No more utility.
That's a big kill.
They can shoot their way out.
Max looking away.
Kills. That's a bit of a misread. Surreal and Fesser, what do they got? Can they stop Travis? Yes. Yes, they can. Kill the monster, at least. Only 2 for him in this round, but still a man disadvantage. Time ticking down. Kits at least available. But a whole lot of kills needed to be found. No need for One Win to give them a fight. Time ticking off this clock. Boomich gonna be the key piece here. He's just spotted the stairs player. Surreal finds one. It's about this crossfire. There's a smoke for the bomb. They could get on it. Quick as can be. They're gonna do so, but Boomich finds one. For the last time, the issue, and Boomich secures it all. 3 kills and 1 win. Take this series. See you later, Endpoint. Quite the fight on Mirage, but it wasn't enough. Time to book that appointment, Alan.
I mean, that's for sure. Oh, Lord. What can we... They're starting One Win, the positive vibes. They had a bit of a rough Mirage at times. It wasn't perfect, a little bit janky, but we just saw that you can just see how it could work. You can see how these players could function together. Forrester mechanically looks great.